That's what you call a crab. Absolute giant, that one. Right, when I'm down here, just sort of waiting around a little bit for the tide to drop. It's not for the getting off the beach, obviously. It's more for, we can't do anything out there until the tide's gone down a bit because everything's towing hard. It's classed as a spring tide, even though it's a very, very small spring tide. The water won't go that far down or that far up. You can see the difference here just from the beach. I mean, it'll reach the top there, and that high tide was there, so there's a fair difference, should I say. Anyway, gotta roll the boat down. We can start doing some pots and things that are close in that aren't affected by the strong tides once we get out the bay, and then we'll head out, maybe fish a bit. But I do need to do the pots today. They haven't been done for a couple of days, so you can hear the island's waking up slowly, starting to get this drone. It's funny because when you come, like I say, come very early in the morning, you'll be able to hear all sorts. You'll be able to hear the sound of the birds. You'll be able to hear like rats, if there's any rats on the beach scuttling around. As soon as the island wakes up, you get like almost like a drone sound, and it blocks all those sounds out. And you only notice it is if you go fishing very early in the morning. Right, we'll see you out there. A lot of bits of weed in the water. This is what happens on calm days. It comes off the shore. It's from all those storms we had a few weeks back. Now you got all the bits in the water. So if you come out here and you want to trail with your lines, it's a real pain because, well, you can't. You just keep snagging all the weed bits. They get stuck on the line. Sometimes you get it out in the deeps as well. No, it's not cold. This is a flotation jacket, so when I head further out, I'm alright in the bay, it's just when I head further out, I'll stick it on. Right, let's go. Net pot, as in, well, medium net, don't have to be crabs with it. Hopefully it catches lobster. That's about as big as we'll get in there. I mean, it's still okay as far as spider crabs go, but it's about as big as you'll get in this little neck. Can we keep that one? Yeah. There we go. I'm going to put a mackerel in this one. Got a few spare mackerel from yesterday. Bait them into the pots. With mackerel, if it's too fresh, it gets conger going in and ripping it out, and if it's too old, it doesn't catch that well. Right. Yes, I'll do. Big starfish in it. Baby spiders. And the size of this starfish. That'll be one of the biggest. Look at that for a jumbo starfish. That's a big starfish, a real big one. Oh well, let him go. Let me think where that other pot's gone. I think it might be down here. We'll have a quick look, if not we'll look at it in the tide spot later. You can see this, oh you tipped over. You can see the seas are actually quite big out here at the moment still. This is what happens when the tide starts to drop. It runs with the direction of the tide on a bigger tide, and it runs out really fast. It causes big waves, especially when there's a little bit of swell. Well, you never want to be too eager around here around certain tides, but it should flatten out in the next hour or so. Right, let's get a rod ready. We'll just stay back from the reefs, because what you can get is a big surge that comes up over the reefs, and then you get a roller comes off the reef, and you don't want to be anywhere near that really. Not if you like keeping your feet dry. There's fish down there. I felt it. I felt it all right. There we go. Mackerel. This is a pollock. Oh, so there's pollock down there. Excellent. That's a nice size pollock as well. Crack of that one. Another one. Oh yes, look at these. Look at these. There's also a mackerel on the end of this. Decent one. Look at the size of that mackerel. 2 on this line. Look at that one, that's a beaut. Look at the size of this one. That's a lovely fish, that is. Spinning for a bit. Oh, it's a little tiddler. Little tiddler. Oh, I can see a few around the boat. Let's get him back. Mess around with him. Yes. Thought they might be lurking on the back here in this spot. It's weird, quite often you've got to be right on the little mark to be able to get the fish. Two fish. Keep the big one. This one can go back. It's a nice fish, but I'm not taking fish that small. There we go. That snagged it right as I was coming up. Ooh, it's going for it. This one feels fairly decent. Oh, that's a big one. That is a big one. Nice fish there. I suppose it's been about an hour, so it's not bad for an hour's fishing. Right, we're going to head off and we're going to go and do our pipes. So I put them pretty damn close to the rocks. So I haven't checked them for a couple of days, give them a chance to soak. With a bit of luck. That. And she's only small, she'll be under, but she's full of eggs. Anyway, she can go back in. And that bait in there's probably here, so we'll put it there. Timing's not bad, I'll hold on to it for a moment. About it. That's a nice big lobster. A nice one. Hold that. Where you get big spiders here. There's a big spider in there. Wow! That's got to be the biggest shad I've ever seen. That's probably too small. We'll get to him in a minute. That's a giant for sure. That might be this year's record. Get out of here first. Let's try and get this out of here. I mean, there's no way. I'm going to have to cut the neck out of this one as well. This is only the third time this has ever happened, I think. Well, it happened the other day, but this one's bigger for sure. Might be a new record in here. Pretty crab pots anyway. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is insane. Look at the size of that. I think that's probably one of the biggest I've ever had in a crab pot. That is just mad. I mean, God, that's got to be a 5.5. That's got to be £6 crab right there. Might even be heavier. I mean, look at it. I mean, that is just ginormous. We've got a bucket big enough for it, that's the question. We'll go in that, I think. We'll have a look at it again afterwards. I just need to get all this sorted. Wow, what a crab though. That is one epic crab. And that's one little lobster. Well, I've got to get this net back in. I was just thinking the other day when I cut that neck out to get the other crab out, I thought I've only done that, I think once before or twice before, ever. And I've had to do it twice now this week. I mean, this pot's just heaving as well. I mean, there's a monster in there as well. Holy hell, this crab. I mean, look at the size. I mean, that's only got one claw, but look at it. Should have put one of the door pots here, really. Save yourself a bit of effort. Another big one. I mean, even that is not small. That's like a normal big one. And there's still more in there. Let's go back. Let's go back. Oh, rope. Just gotta move again. Ow. Not takes any of the glove. Another absolute giant coming out here in a second. Small ones again. Another small one. And then this scale, look at that. It's another big one. I mean, you can't complain at the size of those. Wow! There's even a couple of small lobsters in here hiding. That'll be too small. That'll be too small as well. Right, next set that are in the same sort of area. Not quite where the big crab usually are, but I mean it's not far. I'm hoping for lobster in these ones, to be honest. I know it's nice to get the big crabs, but lobsters, where is that? We've got some huge crabs. To work. Dead bass. Is he dead? Is he alive? No, he's still alive. Excellent. I'll have to keep him. You see, he's been in the pots. I didn't check him for a couple of days. I wasn't expecting bass, not with the old bait. Probably went in for a crab. But so I'll take that home and eat it myself, because like I said, it's still alive, so it'll be fine. It's bruised, but it'll be okay for me. That's the thing, as long as they're alive, you can eat them. If it was dead, then I probably would have to use it as bait. But disappointing on the lobsters though, only one lobster today so far. Yeah, you can see how there's no point in putting him back. He's had it. Look at the state of him. That's what happens, they thrash around in the pots and they end up in a right mess. But being it's still alive, I'll put it out of misery and I'll take it for myself. So I skipped the pot lift because we are running out of battery and I think that's going to die any minute. But on this one, get out of time. And a nice big male. Nice big male lobster in there. And we had one with no claws. It's just sizing that one, but that was it. So that one is a normal size crab, or a decent one. Look at the size of these things. Even these two over here are massive. That's that giant one. I mean, look at the size of those claws. Absolute beauty. Right, got to get in. The battery's about to die. And we just managed to film this bit. This bass has been caught in a pot. And of course they damage themselves, the fins get all smashed up. Fortunately it was still just about alive, so I can cut it up and eat it. But if you look here, this bit here looks like it's been caught in a gill net before. And it's pulled itself free, or a ray net or something. You see there, look at the cut. That's like a healed area. That's not from the crab pot, that's old. Unless it's a bite mark from a seal or something. Don't know. Bit of an odd one that. If it was gill net, it'd usually be up here, but I mean it could have got snagged in something, or it could have just been a bite from something. But it won't go to waste. Let's have a see how long it is. See how long it is. It is 26 inch or 66 centimeters, which is weight wise. I'll just hook it in there first, switch it on, change it to pounds, and let's find out. 5 pound bass, 5 pound one, goes to show. Looks bigger than it is, that often happens, but just over 5 pound bass. So like I say, it won't go to waste. When I think that used to be like the smaller size we used to get was the 4s and 5s. Nowadays it's the larger size.